Why does this look like the road that leads to all black people's demise in movies? You got any thoughts?
Because it probably was. Like, we are traveling down a historic area for enslaved people. Yeah, it probably was.
All right. We are on the eastern part of Maryland, walking up to our first part of our destination. Welcome to the King M.E show. We are at the Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad Visitor Center. This was a place suggested by this young lady right here. Say what up.
Hey, y'all.
And the visitor center has a lot to see and learn here. This one likes to learn. I don't care about learning in no capacity at all.
I'm a teacher. That means I always got to stay learning. So, we live in what is defined as Central Maryland. However, many Central Marylanders think that where we live is considered Western Maryland. It's not. It's Central Maryland. So this drive was almost about 3 hours over here. And the reason why I wanted to come, I didn't know this was a thing. There is something that I absolutely love, and I've only seen a picture of it, and I wanted to see it in person. So that's how we got here. And because King is fantabulous, he arranged this so that we could come and explore and I could feel connected to my Maryland roots, because I am a Marylander. And just for the record, for all the haters out there, namely King Smith, the fact that we are visiting something that's entitled Underground Railroad means Maryland is a southern state.
No, it is not. Y'all, I need y'all to tell me, is Maryland a southern state? 'Cause I don't think so.
It is a southern state. Come on, let's go. Let's go learn about this southern history.
One of her first memories was seeing her sisters taken away on a train yard. A lost feeling.
Woke up this morning with my mind
Stayed on freedom.
Woke up this morning with my mind
Stayed on freedom.
Woke up this morning with my mind
Stayed on freedom.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. The first act of service that the founders did in 1913 was participate in the Women's Suffrage March, which took place on, I believe it was March 1st, 1913. I could be wrong with the date, but that was their first act of service that they did.
That's why you said 1913 was a good year. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
1913.
So much. I think the weirdest part for me is that, you know, unlike you, I'm actually from Maryland. And I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I wasn't a history buff growing up, but I don't remember learning any of this, right? Like, I don't remember ever hearing about anything. So everything just seems so fresh and new to me now. Like, with the same fresh eyes that you were consuming everything as I'm I had reasoned this out in my mind. There was one of two things I had a right to, liberty or death. And if I could not have one, I would have the other, for no man should take me alive. Ooh, that's a whole bar. It's funny to hear about what Mike Tyson said about a legacy.
With dust, with absolutely nothing. Our legacy is nothing.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That is something that I have not heard before, someone say that as an answer. So thank you so much for giving me that kind of idea as well.
Can you really imagine somebody say, I want my legacy to be this way when you're dead? Why do you want
True.
somebody, you think somebody really wants to think about you?
And then go over and read about the people that are free because of Harriet Tubman. Like, I get when you're in the moment, you don't really want to hear about legacy or anything like that. But to see people who were free because of you, because of your actions. Now, in her case, like, these are people who were physically set free. But what about the people that you free mentally and emotionally and spiritually because of the things that you did? That is something that I'm kind of at a loss for words, to be honest.
Well, history is one of those things that I'll admit it's good to understand it. I don't connect with it the way that I think other people do, right? I grew up in freedom. I understand what it means to be free and I will fight to keep it, right? But the people that lived 100 years ago, I can't even a tenth have an understanding of what they had to endure and deal with, even those that were free.
And see, I respect that. I guess I also look at it like I was blessed to be born in the era that I was born, where I was born, because we could have been born at the same time, same exact day, same exact year, but of a different family, of a different culture in a different country, and things would have been totally different. But we were born here. We were born during this freedom, but it wasn't easily gotten freedom. It's not like our parents just woke up and they're like, oh, I'm going to go get freedom for my son here. Right? Like, Harriet Tubman had to fight for, like, the freedom we have today is because of her blood, sweat, and tears. Um, it's because of what she endured. Like, we would not have that freedom without her. And I think that's the disconnect, right? We have this, what is that, cognitive dissonance, or just great disconnect from history because it was so long ago. Like, what does that have to do with me? Well, the reality is you wouldn't have what you have now if not for the things that have happened in the past. And that's something we have to remember. Hey, King.
So Michelle and I have done some traveling, and we've been to a couple of national historic parks, but we've decided to pick up the passport book as we go about our travels and see how many of the stamps that we can collect. Part of why we do our filming and stuff is because my memory is trash. So this is a way for me to remember all of the places that I've visited, sites that I've seen, and history that we've learned.
Yay, and we get a map.
Babe, what you running from? Why does this look like the road that leads to all black people's demise in movies? You got any thoughts?
Because it probably was. Like, we are traveling down a historic area for enslaved people. Yeah, it probably was.
Do you have bears in this region?
You know, that's another great question. You're full of great questions. I don't know, but I'm gonna be real honest. If we have to find out, I have learned that you don't have to be the fastest runner. You just gotta be faster than the slowest person. So.
Well, if it's just me and you, good luck.
Baby, I got on the sports bra. I'm gunning it, okay? What?
Hey, I don't know. You know, in 2024, apparently, if you got to choose between a man and a bear, you'd be safer with the bear than me, baby. Apparently, that's a thing. Okay, well, We're wrapping up today along the eastern shore of Maryland. About to head back home to the crib, so to speak. Had a good day at, what was it? Italian?
Italian.
Italian.
Yes.
Shout out to Antonio and Miranda, our server, for hooking us up.
Yes, they were so awesome.
I learned a lot about Harriet Tubman that I didn't know. For example, did y'all know she dipped out on her husband? Now look, if you get a chance, go and check out the Underground Railroad Museum, or the Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad Museum. That's a lot. Definitely go check that out. If you have those passport stamps that the National Park Service, I think that's who they are, offers, get that and get it stamped. Michelle and I are going to try
We are going to try.
and get all of our passport stamps stamped. That means literally checking out every national park in the U.S. Y'all think we can do it?
I do. I have faith in us.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
we got this.
We got this. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We out. Peace.
Somebody, with somebody who loves me.